Previously on Nerdy 30.
Welcome everybody to Nerdy 30. Every Thursday, Carrie and I, the KW Hawaii 1 tech team, get together. 5:30 to 6 is the main course, and then after that we usually get a little bit crazy. But we are answering questions about Command, the KW Cloud, and how we can help you leverage technology to be more efficient, capture more leads, and ultimately have more quality time with yourself and your family. So without further ado, today we're talking about your agent ecosystem and how to better serve your clients. And I underlined your clients on purpose because they're your clients, right? And so a lot of times in our current course of action, we let a lot of our leads get away by using other platforms. And there's, ones that rhyme with marshmallow. There's other platforms where our clients are looking at properties and using tools that we actually already have at our own disposal that we can share with them and help capture and keep those leads. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to show you a live demo of how cool that is, because it really is a magical, automated, integrated ecosystem. So what is your ecosystem? First off, it is a complex network or interconnected system. And when we think about an ecosystem for you, that's obviously Command, right? Command feeds out to all these different venues, social apps, consumer apps, lead sources, etc., your website, and all of those feed back into Command through your desktop and agent apps, the red app with the K in white. The KW in white. And so that is your ecosystem. And the way I kind of think about it is we want to keep your clients in that world. And why would that be? Because when they go outside of that world to other platforms, then you lose those leads, especially when they're doing things like asking questions about properties or requesting showings on properties that they're interested in. Those messages aren't coming back to you unless your clients and leads are in your ecosystem, in your consumer app or your desktop site. Okay. Oops. Just kind of a brief overview of the benefits of using your ecosystem with your clients and leads is that when it's used effectively, it'll help you keep your leads in your sales funnel, kind of like I just mentioned. Instead of them being, sending messages or open house requests or requesting property information or even accidentally placing offers and calling other agents, when you keep them in your app and your consumer website, then those leads stay in your sales funnel. All their questions, all their open house requests come straight to you through the Command app. Obviously, we don't want to lose any lead to a paid referral program where we then have to buy that lead back with a percent of our deal, or they go to another agent who maybe answered the phone from Marshmallow faster than we did. And so there's a big monetary incentive there, because especially if it's like a cold lead or maybe a warm lead or even a hot lead that you haven't engaged with properly, there's a major risk of that. Has anyone on the call lost a lead to another agent because they weren't integrated enough into their system?
Yes, I have.
Right. So it's a major pinch point, right? And it's something we want to avoid. Oop, I messed up. Let's go back. Obviously, with the automated features of the consumer app and the agent website feeding directly into your Command, you're going to save time and energy. And that's the main goal, right? Going back to my original statement, we want higher quality of life, higher efficiency so that we're working, fewer hours with higher output. And this helps you achieve that by automating things that used to be on pen and paper that we had to hammer in by ourselves or pass off to an assistant that we had to pay. Now it's all being done in our KW ecosystem that's free for all KW agents. Next, it'll provide in-depth insights into your clients. So when your clients are using your agent site and your agent app, you can see the activities that they're doing. When they click and ask a question like, can I build an ohana on this property? Is this a permitted, rentable second structure that I could add into my finance plan? Because that will increase my budget, right? Anytime they have questions, anytime they want a showing on a property, those types of things pop up into your notifications in your Command. But beyond that, the more nuanced stuff. Like say you met someone and they're on your quarterly contact plan. You contact them once every 3 months. But if you set your contacts filters to recent activity because they're linked onto your website and onto your app, and you say, hey, this guy's actively looking at properties, you can see that when they're using your ecosystem, your app, and your consumer website. That will provide unique insights to say, hey, maybe this isn't a cold lead. Maybe it's a hot lead. They've been looking at a few different properties over the last week, and it's heavy. It's not, oh, I just wondered what my neighbor's house costs. It's like, hey, I need to call this guy and get a meeting right now, or I'm going to lose it. Next, and the one I like to highlight, is that every time you meet with a client, they have their target budget, right? Everybody has their dream budget. But when someone meets with you and says, hey, my budget's 800 or 1.2 or $2 million, but then when they're using your app and your consumer site, you see that the properties that they're looking at are maybe 20% above that. And you maybe hadn't previously thought about presenting those options to them out of respect for their budget, but they're kind of raising their hand indirectly saying, hey, maybe I do have a little bit of wiggle room here. And so obviously our goal isn't to get a higher commission all the time, it's to better serve the client. And if they're recognizing that what they want out of a property is going to cost them a little bit more, we want to be able to offer that to them, right? Next is help you better serve your clients' unique needs. And so through the insights provided on the back end of Command that automatically feed through the app and the website, you're going to get a better idea of when your client's ready to buy, what they're looking at, the types of things that they have questions about, and when they want to look at showings or schedule showings. Okay, and then the big thing here that I'm just going to keep hammering, is that you want to keep your leads coming back to you by always sharing that property landing pages in your social media, promotions, emails, and texts. Even if someone says, hey, I want, what about this property? Or I just drove by and I saw a sign, tell me about that property. I want you to go to your agent website. It's bestagent.kw.com, but Best Agent is obviously your custom URL name. If you have questions about how to find that, let me or Carrie know. But I always want you to visit that website first. Use the search bar, the property search bar, to find the property that you're trying to share, and then copy the URL for that property with your name in front of .kw.com. That's what keeps them in your ecosystem. And I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. And again, we're going to use that in all of our social media outreach, all of our emails, and all of our texts. Because again, instead of sending them something from the MLS that doesn't automatically feed into your command so you can't see what they're looking at or whether they're interested, or sending them, God forbid, a Schmarshmallow link, don't do that. Send them links with your name in front of the URL. That's really important. And then always include links to your website and consumer app in your email footers and email body text. So even if you're not reaching out to them for something specific, always put a PS. If you're looking for properties, I'm one click away when you use my website and my app to find properties. Or reword it in a more valuable statement to them, this powerful app and powerful website that will give you the insights you're looking for and keeps me one click away. Next, introduce your clients to the app and website as a resource to help them during your listing and buying appointments. So anytime someone says, hey, I'd like to work with you, or hey, I didn't know you were in real estate. I think in 6 months, we're going to start looking at some properties and I'll reach out to you. Bam, share your link from your Command app, which I'm going to show you in just a little bit, so that they get your app when they're ready to start looking at properties. And if they're looking at properties now because they said, hey, this is my budget, I'm looking right now, let's find something, definitely sit down with them, share the link to your app, and make sure that they download it, and then give them some sort of soft assignment to get them used to using it, create the expectation, on top of the benefits of you being one click away, to say, hey, here's my app, let's download it together, done. Tonight or tomorrow, sometime in the next couple of days, I want you to favorite a few properties so that I can get a better idea of the types of things that you're looking for. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? I talk really fast, so let me know if you have questions.
That's awesome.
Okay. Now we talk about the magic. I mentioned it a little bit when I talked about saving time and having a better quality of life and serving clients better. But the real meat and potatoes of this is that when you keep them in your agent website and your app, any signups that they sign into your landing or your app or your website are automatically adding them to your contacts. So when they assign you in their app or their website as their agent, or they clicked on a URL with your name in the front and signed up, those are going to be automatically added to your contacts. And any properties that they're looking at are automatically going to be logged under the activities tab. And that's the next one. So anytime they're linked with you as their agent, all of their activity, most of their activities, there's a couple that don't show up, but most of the ones that we really can care about and focus on to help them achieve their property goals are going to automatically show up under the activities tab in their contact page. The other thing, which I'll show you kind of all of this in a second, but any specific questions about a specific property. So you shared a landing page on social media or via text, they're logged in on the app or on the website, and they're looking at a few properties, but they have that question, the Ohana question, or the can I count this rental income towards my financing through the right program? They can type that question directly on the property page, and instead of it going out to Marshmallow or some other property lead source that's going to send it to another agent, or God forbid, send it back to you and charge you for it, that comes straight to you. And when you have your command app, your red command app downloaded, it'll pop a notification up on your phone that says, hey, there's a request for a showing or a question about a property. Or when you're on the desktop, it'll show up in that little bell at the top of the page that says this client has a question about this property, and it'll provide a link to that property. And when you click on the client, you can click in the app to call them or text them or email them. So it's really, really simple. And that is the magic of it, is that all of that's automatically done for you. You can just go about your business and wait for that bell to ring while you're doing in-person meetings or showings or open house hosting. All of that's done behind the scenes. So that the activity is automatically showing up in the contact, and then specific questions. Last but not least, the permission to market is important. Anytime we're getting into a situation which brokerages have, including our brokerage, been brought in front of legal bodies because of our actions. And so part of that is receiving permission to market to them. You need to have written permission whenever possible to be able to send them marketing messages. It's really important when it comes to telephone and text outreach and email outreach. Email is a little bit softer because they can unsubscribe, but text and phone calls is really hard to unsubscribe from unless you're really good at managing whether you have permission to market to them. And when they sign up on your website, when they sign up on your app, or they sign up on the open house sign-in page, which is a new feature of our new website experience that we highlighted a couple of weeks ago, anytime they sign up on those platforms through your ecosystem, they're giving you written permission to market to them, which is great. There's still other concerns within that legal requirement about automations and pre-recorded messages, but this gets the big one out of the way, which is, did they give you permission to market them with commercial activities? And so that's the other part of the magic. It's a little less sexy, but it's there. Okay, any questions before we do a live demo?
Ooh, that's exciting stuff. Hey, and you know what? A little wrinkle to the work with them to then sign into your app, right? While you're there at a consult, because when they do sign up, they become a contact, and then you follow up their thing. You can also do the opposite. What if you did know their email and you're trying desperately to connect with them and get them into your ecosystem, right? And you sent them a nice text, you sent them a nice email that said, hey, Val, this is Carrie. I have the most amazing website in regards to real estate and used property, MLS information all across the country. And I know you're into and about all things real estate. I created an account for you, Val Martin Realtor at kw.com. Use passcode Carrie's VIP.
I love that.
Right?
I love that.
You will not then do that, right? You've already got their information, you've got their email, sign them up on the website in advance and set up some sexy, fun password for them. I've created this account for you. Sign in using this information, right? That then puts that together. Then whatever they then view, you've got in your database. It's really amazing, and then it kind of takes away some of that pressure of getting them to sign in a fun way.
Mhm. Yeah, the other thing is that a lot of times people think, oh, they're a boomer or they're in their 60s. They're probably not going to use an app or a website. They are. They're using apps and websites. Just ask, because my primary foot through the door is, hey, how are you looking at properties right now? And they'll be like, I just Google it, or I'm looking on the Schmarshmallow app. That's your opportunity to say, oh, you know what? I actually have a custom app that has all of the same information and gives me an idea of the properties that you favorite, any questions you have a property, and it'll let you request an open house showing with me within 2 clicks. Did you want to download that right now so that I can serve you a little bit better? But the audience for those types of things are a little bit broader than we like to give ourselves credit for. Who wants to be our guinea pig? It involves sharing your screen and looking at your command.
Me.
Yeah.
Val.
My
Okay,
hand looking
great.
slow.
So I'm going to do mine first. I'm going to go onto your agent website and I'm going to do some things. I'm going to show you the perspective of the client. So let me get back here. Here's what happens, Carrie. I think I've told you this before, but every time I type in command, the command strip opens. I'm a silly goose. Okay, so I'm signing in. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to kw.com. What's your URL? Val, do you know?
Val Martin, the realtor. It should come out.
.kw.com. We'll try it. If not, I'll show you how to find it. Great. So this is Val's agent website. It isn't the new website experience, so Val will have to get together and get that updated. It's just a little bit sexier, the new one, and a little bit more powerful, but this will work for today. So what are we talking about? I want to look at a property. So I'm looking at, let's go. Ooh, let's just do landmark. Ooh, if I could spell.
Because we're partnered with Google, right? So your
How do you
clients
spell
can do
diamond? Oh my
your clients
goodness.
can do a
Oh.
landmark search. Maybe they're PCSing off island to island, transferring for work. Where is their office? And they want a short commute time, right? You can type in their business place. You can type in a landmark like Diamond Head, Disney
I
World.
want
Hey, I
this
want
one.
an Airbnb outside of Walt Disney World, right? As an investment.
I want to
Cool.
look at this website, this property.
I want that one.
That wants you to buy
Yep.
that one. Yeah.
That's the land one. I want it. Okay, anyways, so here is, I'm going to share my location. That's great. Here's the property landing page that I want you to share. So Val, for your information, anytime you're sharing a property anywhere in the world, I want you to copy this and make sure that it says your name before the property. And then when you're sending it an email, text, social, it comes back to you. Here's why. Boom. If I save it, if I share it, it still has you as my agent. There's your face. I'm going to ask you a question about it, right?
Mm.
Here's my cell if you guys have questions.
Yeah.
Boom. And then, oh, let's just scroll up a little bit. Boom, submit. Thank you. Boom. Okay, I'm going to log in now.
Oh, I just got notified.
Yes, you did.
My phone.
Let me see what I got here. That's my email if you guys have questions. Oops. Hey, so I previously worked with Fred as my agent, but I'm going to switch my agent. Normally, it'll ask you who your agent is unless you're on that agent's website, and then it'll suggest that that's your agent. Boom, done. Now, anytime I sign up as a client, in this case, I signed in, but it would be the similar experience for someone new to the website. Val's going to show us in a little bit when he goes to his contacts that I'm automatically added to his contacts. And we're going to look at the activities that I'm doing on here. I want a showing on this property, Val, and I'm available Tuesday in the afternoon. Do I have to fill in these other options? No, I do not. I want to do it in person. I could do it via live video and select the platform that I want. I'm going to do it in person. If I had any questions, I would type that there, but I'm just going to hit request tour. Boom, done. That was 4 clicks, easy peasy. What did we have to do before? As a consumer, I would get on a different app or the website and I would screenshot it and copy it and put it in a text or an email to the agent and then send like 8 or 9 different screenshots that then you as an agent would have to go to the MLS or to another property search online and look up the address and try and figure out the details. But instead, we'll see on Val's command in just a little bit, it has the exact property, links to the information. It's all seamless. And I didn't have to screenshot or text anything at 2 in the morning while I'm eating cookies because I can't sleep. Okay, what else do we want to look at? I'm going to look, actually, let's add this to my favorites. I'm going to save this in race favorites. Great location for a palace. Awesome. I'm gonna accept these cookies. Oh no, where'd my favorites go? I accepted the cookies too quick. My favorites. Great location for a palace. I don't have delusions of grandeur, don't tell anyone. Okay. I've done kind of all the core activities. I've favorited the property. I have asked a question about the specific property, and I've requested a tour. All of these features are also available in the app, which is very similar to the other platforms that people are using. Similar functionality, etc. Last but not least, let me just favorite a neighborhood. Ooh. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a saved search. Let's go back to, now I know how to spell Diamond Head. Good Lord. And I'm like, you know what? I don't see anything I want, but I know I want to live in this kind of area because I love hiking Diamond Head and I want my kids to go to that specific school in that one little area. But I know where I don't want to live in here, and I don't want to live right on this street. So let's draw. And I want to create, I'm going to draw, and I'm going to create my specific little area. And I definitely want to live on that point. If you can get that for me, Val, that'd be great.
That
But
point.
I don't like this area, so I'm just going to exclude that. Boom. And then what do I do? Save the search, because I know that's where I want to be, and I want to have updates about this area. And none of the ones that are there right now are good. I mean, the one that I requested a tour for is kind of good, but I want to save it for later. So I'm going to save that search. I'm extravaganza. Okay, it's in that drawn area. I want notifications when? Instant, anytime a new property posts. Probably if it was a really tight market. I'm not that serious about buying, so I'd probably just do it weekly. I could do it daily, bi-weekly, or monthly. Let's do it weekly. Let's think about some other tools for this too. Just a quick side note for agents. If you have a client that told you they want properties in this area, sign up on your website using a different personal email and put these notifications on for yourself, right? You could also have set the filters and parameters to the specific type of property that they're looking for, and then chosen that instant result so that you don't wait a day or find it on a social post that there's a new property option that fits their needs. You could set this up for yourself using that custom search, or even just the basic neighborhoods, using the parameters that they're looking for to automatically notify you, so that then you could send that to them as an option, especially if they're a serious buyer who's eager to buy. So I'm going to save that. Okay, Val, I'm going to stop sharing. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, great. Bottom of the screen, share screen, green button.
Okay.
And then top left option. Awesome. And then in the address bar at the top, agent.kw.com.
So as Val's doing that, and if the client has not signed in yet to your website, right, you're talking to them and getting them excited about the functionality. There's so much you can do in shopping and finding and searching for a home. And once they click in on save search, click the heart, connect with my agent, what is your site going to do? It's going to say, hey, to do all these fun, cool things and connect with Val, you're going to have to sign in. Right?
Yeah.
So the people that are going to do that and connect with you, you know that they're a little bit more eager and they're not just an online looky-loo because they're willing to put their information and sign up with you. And that's the most like point where people kind of leave, right? So you set that expectation, sign in, let me help you do that, or sign in on their behalf and say, hey, this is your free account with me. Here's your password and use your current email, which is this.
Okay, so for recording purposes, I'm going to pass on this because we will be showing people's private information. But if you wanted a generalized view or a one-on-one tour with Carrie or myself, let me know. We will get that set up for you. So Carrie, if you want to stop recording.
I'm so totally muted before we
Oh,
before we end the recording. Appreciate you guys dropping by Nerdy 30 every Thursday, 5:30 to 6. We're going to teach something on a recording. We're going to post it in our Facebook associate pages so that you have it. Join us. You guys are all dual career, busy during the day. Like this is where we're going to do some Q&A. We're going to shut down the recording, but it's every Thursday. Recordings are on your Facebook page, associate page. And then join us because we're going to shut down the recording now and we're going to dive into some details. We're going to have some fun. And we're here if you as an agent want to until 8 p.m. every Thursday.
yes, sir.
All right,
we'll see you
recording. We'll
guys.
see you later. We're going to do some fun.